It's week 6 of the NFL, and we'll get a look here at Derrick Henry. He was unstoppable a week ago with 4 touchdowns. It's the Bills and the Dolphins, next on Madden Football.
From beautiful South Florida, there's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Today we've got a Week 6 matchup for you here, as it'll be the Buffalo Bills taking on the Miami Dolphins. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our 2 quarterbacks, certainly 2 of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. There he goes, right side, up to midfield. Look at him go inside the 30. And finally, he's out of bounds, but how about that return? All the way inside the 20 and into the red zone.
There hasn't been a game played where defenses don't talk about coming out on their toes and being the aggressor. But boy, when you give up a return like that, you're really starting it on your heels. Let's see how they adjust.
For the Buffalo offense coming out, and it is Josh Allen who is at the helm.
And he's been playing at an elite level here in this early half of the season. Tops in the league in touchdown passes at this point. This is definitely a wide-open offense, so we'll see if he can keep his string of good games going right here.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Allen off the play fake. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. The intended receiver was DK Metcalf, and that'll bring up 2nd down. On play action, Allen. Left side caught by Diggs. And the Bills are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up 2nd and goal. Henry again. And he takes it in across the chalk for a Bills touchdown. Derrick Henry, his 12th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bills are on the board first here this afternoon. So a good job there, Charles, taking advantage of the short field, and they score first, punching it in on the short touchdown run.
I love the theme there, right? They didn't have to do anything big on that drive. Took advantage of where they were on the field, took it downfield, put the ball in the end zone. The only thing big on that drive, the 6 on the scoreboard.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. He'll going to sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Here is Tua Tagovailoa heading out to lead this Miami offense.
And it felt like it watching the game tape. He got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some. They threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
How about that. Red man coverage and decided to test them early. But they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
They fake the handoff. Now Tua. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. Ed Oliver racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
All right, partner, I'm going to be Captain Obvious right here. Not the start you're looking for offensively, right? Incomplete pass followed by a sack.
And when he went down, it looked like that right ankle to a hit, and the ball is out. And they're going to sack him yet again. The pass rush has been relentless. This time, it yields a safety.
Every team has plays in their book to try and buy some room when a safety's on the table. But a big variable is how does each team deal with the pressure of executing in those situations? In this case, they didn't, and they gave up 2 points.
So a free kick situation forthcoming from the 20 as they'll punt this one away. Kupp now on the return. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. Derrick Henry trots back out there and gets ready to go. And we check the rushing numbers so far here into Week 6, and the returns have been really good. Now, you're starting to hit that stride middle of the season toward the end. They're certainly hoping they can keep up this production.
They are, because one of the adages in the NFL is that defense travels and defense endures even in bad weather, right? You know what else does? A good running game. And people want that, especially as you're heading down the stretch. You may play outdoors in some nasty stuff. You're trying to get to the playoffs. This is the time to get it going. And individually, I don't think you should just think about 1,000 yards either. The bar has to be set higher with this beginning.
Dancing to his left. It fights him off. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up third. So, Charles, you look at this offense, what a start to the season. 5 wins without a loss. When do you think that you start believing that maybe you're in the midst of something special?
Well, you and I both know every head coach never wants that thought to creep into a locker room. But it's under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. The Bills send the punter out as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Taking it about the 16. It'll be a net of only 30 here. 40-yard punt, 10 on the return. And it'll be Dolphin football. So Miami coming out for their second drive. And they come into this one riding that nice long win streak. And remember, next weekend is an open week for them. So if they can get the win here, a lot of momentum into that time off.
It certainly is. And if you're wondering if anybody's saying, boy, this is coming at a bad time, we want to keep playing, the answer can be yes. Because when teams are on a hot streak, they want to keep going. But what the veterans are telling the young guys in the locker room, an open week is always good, guys. Take it and let's go with it.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. You look at this Buffalo defense. They're in the spot statistically that you don't want to be in against the pass. Number 32 in the league, dead last.
Take those rankings, throw them right out the window, because this is what you prepare for. This is what you're...
To a hit, and the ball is out. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. So they've got the football, and they'll start right on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. The pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but a QB has to have that sixth sense, doesn't he?
He really does, and I know of one team at one point was training their quarterback with that time frame, and anytime he didn't get rid of the ball within the right amount of time, they would blow a horn or blow a whistle to show him this is what that time is, just what you're talking about, training him to understand this is the amount you have, make sure the ball's gone. Didn't happen in this case.
He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple. Throwing now is Allen. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And the Bills are looking at first and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover. And they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a first and goal.
Now Allen. This is caught for a Bills touchdown. DK Metcalf, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bills are able to add on to that lead. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Hill going to think better of bringing this one out, and the drive will start at the 25. The Dolphins ready to take over on offense. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
Credit the sack to Vita Vea. That's number 4, sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down. Here's Bryce Behringer on now to punt. Saquon Barkley deep to return. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. This is taken at the 15. And just shutting him off there. Boom! Still fighting through tackles. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. So here are the Bills to take over. Remember, they're riding that 5-game winning streak, and right now in the driver's seat in this ball game as well. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their own 27. He'll start with a give to Henry. He'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28. Now, these two teams met earlier in the year in Buffalo with the Bills winning that ball game. So they're looking for the season sweep with a win here in Miami. Second down, they go again with Henry. Dancing away at the 35. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure.
It's caught inside the 25. And he'll be forced out of bounds all the way down inside the 20. A big play here for Buffalo. 41 yards.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Here's Allen to throw it. And this one nearly picked off. Kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's 2nd down.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on 1st down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
Here's 2nd and 10. Allen. Touchdown, Bills. Brandon Cooks with a milestone career touchdown number 100. Joining Curtis Martin and Franco Harris at the century mark as he continues to climb the all-time list. And the Bills are able to widen their advantage. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 23. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And Hill will opt for the touchback. The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Roberts, and he'll get a couple up to the 29. Well, this defense for the Bills, they were very strong in the win last week over the Giants.
And I don't know what the actual percentages are, and I don't know the analytics when you create 5 turnovers or takeaways in a game. But coaches always say, when you create a number that high, your chances of winning probably up over 98%. I haven't seen that number quantified, but I believe him.
And he's going to be out of bounds all the way down inside the 15. It's a big play there for Miami. 57 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, only they were all this easy because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
That's another Dolphins first down. First and goal at the 1-yard line.
We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. Second quarter from Miami. It's the Dolphins with the football as they go to work on a 1st and goal.
Ready, set.
Again to the fullback. This is Watt trying to ram his way in, but they're going to hold him back at the goal line. Call it no gain, and it's going to be 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Taking it in from a yard out. And the Dolphins are able to cut into that deficit. Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead's down to 2 scores now at 16. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This taken in at the goal line. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Get a look at DK Metcalf as this offense returns to the field. He's well on his way to a 1,000-yard season, maybe on pace to just tear past that, Charles. Defensively, they need to pay a little bit more attention to him.
Yeah, I think so, because remember, throwing the football, that can shred a defense quicker than anything else, because as soon as the catch is made, he still has the ability to, yards after catch, get downfield, gain even more, score touchdowns, all of that. This is going to be a lot of fun to watch as this progresses, to see how they defend him and how he changes up his game in order to try and keep getting open.
They keep it with Henry on 1st down. He pushes through a would-be tackler to get about 3 yards, 2nd down.
But from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. Well, let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains, that means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
And this shot downfield on 2nd down is brought in. A big play here for Buffalo. 43 yards.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
Looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. They thought he had it. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with it. Able to shake him off. Now he's forced out right. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at third down.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down, and don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
To the air, Allen. He will find Diggs in the end zone. Touchdown, Buffalo. Stephon Diggs adding to his NFL record in touchdowns. And the Bills are able to widen their lead here in this first half. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
Extra point up and good by Dicker. And that pushes the lead up to 23.
Dolphins 7.
Here's the Bills kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. He'll going to sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Dolphins offense returning to the field. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be second down. Tua sets up to pass it. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a first down. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
So he'll be stopped here for no gain, and it'll be second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. On second down now, it's Roberts. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier, but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. On third down, this is Roberts, and he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47. 41 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. So first and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 47. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
On second down, it's Roberts. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry, and they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Off of play action, Tagovailoa. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
Play action. Now it's Tua. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. That's Daron Payne with a sack that time.
I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot him at the 44. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Bills will be backed up to start the drive. They'll have it 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they are trying to create some separation within the division. And look, CD, I know that this is still the first half of the season, but this is a big matchup no matter where it falls because these are the top 2 teams right now in that division.
And if you can build a bit of a cushion as you head towards the second part of the season, that allows you to survive the expected injuries, potential upset losses, all of those things, and still be in good shape.
2 yards to go, 2nd down.
So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. Catch is made by Metcalf. And they work this well upfield across the 45. It's a gain of 34.
Well, he worked his way quite a bit in this first half, and with good reason. You can see it there. He is such a handful defensively, just too hard to keep him under wraps. It delivers a big play here for this offense.
Metcalf motions left.
A 1st down carry for Henry. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
The 71 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
They run on 1st down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's 2nd down now. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
Here's a 2nd and 8.
Play action. Now it's Allen. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Allen going to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete.
Now the Bills will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. There's Stephon Diggs for the catch on the slant. And the Bills are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
This defense could use some more of these types of plays. How about him reading it, driving on the football, and he's right there for the pass breakup.
And again, it's Allen. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. DK Metcalf as the first half is winding down. And the Bills go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
Extra point up and good by Dicker. And a rout is on here in this first half. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. And the Dolphins with one final possession here in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And they'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks. A few teams starting to rise to the top as it's time to take you around the NFL here in Week 6. We'll start up at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, and that's been a back-and-forth game, all tied in the second quarter. From there, we head down to Tennessee to check on the Titans at home in Nashville. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. Miles Sanders with a touchdown run. Lastly, let's get to the Windy City. See what's happening with the Bears at home at Soldier Field. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. The Bears trying to gut this one out, as it would be a good victory for them if they could get it. It was Derrick Henry, as he normally does, making his impact felt in that first half. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead. Both these teams getting a chance to dry out, maybe change their cleats if need be, but halftime's just about over. Time to get back to it. And for the call of the second half, here's Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback. The Dolphins getting set to go back to work here in quarter number 3. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, and that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Tua to try again on second down. He finds his man complete. It's Schwartz. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Tua to throw again. Open man is Waddle, complete. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that one, that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so are they going to be diligent about throwing the flag.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
Dolphins, first down. First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Hey, cover one, cover two.
Now a handoff up the middle. Roberts. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
58 yards rushing for him now to this point.
So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on second and less than a yard. On play action, here's Tua. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Chase Young able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his third sack of the afternoon. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
Good work on the scamper by Tagovailoa. It's a first down.
Oh, man. Just when the D thought they had the answer for him, he went and changed the question. Surprises him by taking off himself. He's able to set up his offense pretty with a first and goal.
Tua now on first down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hill. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on second and goal. Gives to the first man through. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time, and now it's third and goal. If you're going to run against this unit, especially down here, just beware. I mean, they're the top rushing defense in the league.
Yeah, and then they go ahead and they double down with the whole thing because you think, okay, let's throw the ball. Oh, yeah, that's
to a hit, and the ball is out. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Hey, we can preach ball security all we want here, but how about that effort on defense? Excellent job inside the red zone. Just took away at least 3 points by forcing that fumble.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive.
And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they get the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
And he's going to have a Bills first down as he'll take this up to the 38-yard line.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up second and 5.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Meanwhile, Allen's throw caught here by Metcalf.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
Well, as my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
Javon Holland coming up to make the stop from the 24 now. Here's second down at 7.
On the counter, it's Henry. And shedding through the tackle. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. And I was just reminded on that carry, he went over 16,000 career yards, so he is now about 700 away from Walter Payton for second place all time.
Man, that's rare air. I'm just telling you, the oxygen there, I would need a tank. You would need one. He's up there doing it all on his own, walking with the greats. Phenomenal, phenomenal accomplishment.
Man, he still looks good doing it. Henry will get it. He's been busy today. Down at the 2. Broke through the first contact, but ultimately stopped short of the goal line.
When a drive goes this long, you have to give a lot of credit to the guys up front, those big fellas, because the offensive line is putting something together that allows them to continue to control the ball.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Buffalo. Derrick Henry, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bills just continue to roll.
You think back to some of the great goal line bruisers of the past, the Earl Campbells, the John Riggins, the Marshawn Lynches. I think you can put Derrick Henry right in that group as he scores there with another patented Derrick Henry run.
Extra point up and good by Dicker. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Here's the Bills kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. Hill going to think better of bringing this one out, and the drive will start at the 25. And the Dolphins getting set to go here. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 47. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. Throwing right, and that's complete. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. And 22 more yards there and another first down.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Setting to throw on first down is Tua. That's going to be caught by Waddle. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Another strong gain on the last two plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
On second down now, it's Roberts. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 6.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Miami. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. The Dolphins on third down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This will be 3rd and 6. Tua going to throw. Tua hit, and the ball is out. Now this is picked, and I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Inside handoff, Henry. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. 144 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game.
Brendan, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves, you're just doing them. And
he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Derrick Henry, his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 14 on the year. And the Bills add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week.
So he had the nice run to get him down there, was stopped just short of the goal line, but they go right back to him, CD, and he delivers to finish the drive off.
A little extra determination there, don't you think, partner? You notice he didn't tap on his helmet and say, get me out after the run down to the end zone. He said, I almost got in. I'm going to get in on my own. I'm staying in. And he carries it across the goal line.
Hill is going to take it out of the end zone. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field.
And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish.
And the drive starts with a completion left side. So the completion good for 7 there. And that will bring up second down.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Dolphin first down.
Well, a touchdown here on this drive, it wouldn't really put much of a dent in the score, the deficit right now. But as you mentioned in the past, CD, their coach is probably just hoping to see something executed correctly on this drive before we close out the ball game.
Yeah, and I think that every guy who's on the field has to feel exactly the same way because if not, they might be looking for replacements. Treat every drive as if it's your last and make it a successful one in some small way. They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
Here's 2nd and 3.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa.
A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3.
Tua setting up shop to throw again. Pass to the sideline and pulled in.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 17 yards is the pickup there for number 17.
Now this is certainly one of the bigger losses that we are going to see for quite some time. And you have to think at this point where we're at in the fourth quarter with how wide this advantage is. For this offense, they're just trying to end things with a positive drive and then get the heck out of here.
Yeah, if this had been a concert, you would have heard plenty of sour notes in this one. But they certainly don't want to end it on one. They want to put together a few more throws like that and at least have a final drive to give them a little bit more hope as they move forward.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. And he's going to go down. They get turned back at the 40. And the defense coming through on 3rd down. A loss of 7 to bring up 4. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he's on to kick it away. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line.
Get a look at DK Metcalf as this offense returns to the field.
He's been a load for them to handle defensively. I know that much.
But look at him. He's got 7 catches on the game, and he's starting to shred them a little bit because not only is he catching them, he's picking up good yardage, keeping the chains moving, ball control, you name it. This big guy, what did you say? He's been a load for them to handle?
That's right.
Agreed.
7 catches, as you said, over 100 yards. 25 yards there on the catch and run. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, at this juncture, CD, you normally see teams pack in the passing game. They've got the huge lead. Not them, though. They're still taking their shots.
I remember reading in past history there was a college football coach in the Hall of Fame whose nickname was Close the Gates of Mercy.
He will taking it right down Broadway. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
And even with the game seemingly in hand, they're continuing to fire away, pressing the ball down the field. Listen, it's worked all day. No reason to go away from it now.
That's going to be caught. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. Call that a very strong gain of 24. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they...
Touchdown! DK Metcalf. A 1-yard touchdown reception. And the Bills continue to run up the score. They lead it big here in the 4th. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
Here's the Bills kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And Hill will opt for the touchback. Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here. And their 4-game win streak very much in jeopardy as they go to work here late with a 1st and 10.
Ready.
Tua sets up to pass it. Hill diving, and he's got it full extension. What a catch. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
I know at retirement ceremonies, a rocking chair is often one of the major gifts, but don't give this guy one just yet. He may be plus 30, but my goodness, how about that effort?
Yeah, he's not that old. Hey, I'm on the wrong side of 32.
You okay? You feeling all right?
I'll be all right.
Okay, good.
I just need some chocolate and a box of tissue.
At their 48-yard line.
From the 48-yard line, here's the 2nd down and 6.
Here's Tua. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Schwartz. And he is down at the 48. A pickup of 4 that started at one 48-yard line and ended at the other.
That's a gain of 4.
3rd down and 1.
Again, they will throw it with Tagovailoa. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will go out right near the 35-yard line. The defense surrenders a 13-yard pass play there on 3rd and 1.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play...
And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. And Oliver getting him once again, his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns and a late sack. Just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe.
Brian Burns flying in there and dropping him for the sack.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now. They'll boot it away from about his 35. He gets this away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this one's out of bounds. Should be inside the 10, I think it is. At the 6-yard line.
The football back to the Bills and Stephon Diggs.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it?
Right.
Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
They'll try and choose some clock with Henry. And they'll get him down up past the 15. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down.
A gain of 13 yards. And the Bills first down.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. So Allen's going to look to throw. He'll get this one to Cup, complete. Oh, able to avoid him. Room past the 35, and he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
Carter, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the fourth quarter.
Allen's throw is complete, and he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Well, they have been unstoppable this afternoon, Charles. They just went after them from the start, and pass plays like we just saw, they're continuing their dominance here despite the big lead in the fourth quarter.
And that they have in every way, and plays like that across all phases of the game, they've just been effortless for them in this one. And that's what's helped them build such a large lead and allowed them to smile as this game continues.
2nd and 10. And that's caught out wide by Cooks. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Flush to his right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
It certainly appears that he's been able to get a read on how they've wanted to contain him in this game. He's seen some places where he can beat them in big spots, and right there, he slides in with ease for the first down.
On first down, Allen. And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground, incomplete. Their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out.
The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Extra point up and good by Dicker. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he'll going to sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Dolphins offense returning to the field. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Well, this game, it was well in hand early, never really in doubt. Charles, you and I do so many games together. There's so much parity in the NFL, a lot of close battles. This was not one. Tip your cap to them for a really impressive effort.
Yeah, and you know, as the game went on, I think the defense kind of got together and said, you see our guys on offense, they're just putting up point after point. We need to leave our mark somehow, too, and they did it, pitching a second-half shutout.
So for Buffalo, they remain as hot as anyone, 6-0 now through the first month and a half. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Philly to take on the Eagles. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, the loss will drop them to 4-2 on the year. And now they'll head to the bye week as they'll be back in action in Week 8. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.